Hello everyone and welcome back to another video for Destiny 2 Season of the Dawn. Today we'll be going over the weekly reset for January 28th. This is done on the 29th, so some things might be a bit different. It took me way too long to load into the tower and I was really debating even doing this weekly reset, but I still want to do it for you guys even though it's a day late. I apologize. I'll try to do better next time. It's just the servers were closed. First, before we engage in today's weekly reset, I want to show you guys something. I'm just dumb or whatever, but if we go into any activity, so I'm just going to choose a destination, it just says add member. Is that new? Tell me down in the comments because I would like to know if that's new or not. So as with the weekly reset, if you guys are new to it, we are going to go reset things such as Eververse and the weekly activities, etc., etc. For Eververse this week, we have a bunch of featured items, such as the new Void Idol emote. So for the Titan, it's the shield. The Warlock, it is the little ball. And, of course, the Hunter, he's just sharpening his blades. New finishers, Forsaken Universal Ornaments that have been around for a long time, followed by new exotic ornaments for the Tractor Cannon, Arbalist, and Telesto. I almost forgot about that. And then, of course, we have Fond Memories Engram, which is useless. So, for the weekly offerings this week, for Silver, we have Spike, which is obviously a football emote. No, it's a basketball emote. We have the Bloodline Memorial Weapon Ornament for the Bastion, which I think it looks pretty badass, if I do say so myself. Too bad that I don't want to spend like 700 silver on it. We have the Blade Wipe, which, you know, that's essentially from Avengers Endgame. If you haven't seen that, or if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Followed by the Phalanx Shell for ghosts who protect our guardians. I actually quite like this shell. It's unfortunate that it's worth silver because I would love to pick it up. We then have the Colossus Helmet Projection, and then, of course, we have the Fond Memories Engram, which you can get from leveling up in the seasons. Moving on to the Bright Dust, we have the Galloping Knight, which is, I think that's Monty Python, I want to say, even though I've never seen the movie. Don't hate me, please. We then have Saint's Invocation for the ship, which actually comes with lore, which is really nice to see because nothing comes with lore in this game anymore. You guys notice that? I sure as hell do. Which is a nice looking ship for 2,000 Bright Dust. We then have the Viced Shell for fast-talking ghosts who like to spit a little venom. I don't know what that's referring to, but it's kind of, I'd say it's an odd-looking shell. We then have the Foretelling Weapon Ornament for the Bad Omens, followed by the Ain't My First Rodeo for the Chaperone. Pretty basic. Followed by the Virulent Vest. God, I cannot say this name to save my life. Vest for the Hunter Universal Ornament, and then the Mind Jack Projection for your Ghost. We then have the Sunglass Projection for your Ghost, Up in Smoke, Royal Welcome, and Circadian Chill. And of course, we have the Gleaming Boon of the Crucible, the Vanguard, and the Concentrated Matter Gem. I kind of want to see these sunglasses. See, it'd be cooler if, I don't know, the Ghost was wearing the sunglasses and it was just like one, but whatever. But now that we've covered the store, before we get into our weekly stuff, we are going to go around the map and we are going to cover everything in the solar system. So, for the weekly challenges this week, of course, on the moon, we're going to start there because I want to start there this time. We have Nightmare Hunt Isolation, so Tanix the Scarred. Dominus Gaul, so the Nightmare Hunt Rage, followed by the Nightmare Hunt Fear, which is Fogoth. We then have the Beyond story mission for today, or this week, and then the Pit of Heresy as well, defeat Zolmak, the Instrument of Torment, to get some good pinnacle gear. And of course, then we gotta do and kill nightmares down by Eris, and the Tome of whatever you want to call it, the nightmare thing that I don't really care about too much anymore. For Vanguard Strikes, it is Brawler, Grounded, followed by Arcsinge. And for the Ordeal this week, it is the Scarlet Keep. So, On Master difficulty, you'll have a bunch of new perks or a bunch of new modifiers, sorry. So you have Empath, Enhanced Radar, take increased damage from melee. That's the same as last week. Champions are going to be Unstoppable and Barrier. Match game, equipment will be locked. Togetherness, base health regen is reduced. If near another player, health regen is increased. Champions, and then Hashladoon's Serenade is increased. Knockback damage and distance is also increased. So watch out when you're doing the ordeal this week. As for the Nightfall this week, it is Strange Terrain, so Nokris. So if you still have to get the good old rocket launcher for the quest, or not the quest, the Wayfarer title in your collections, I highly recommend jumping in and grabbing this. It will drop eventually, but be aware, this being Destiny, a shit show if I do say so myself. We also have Will of the Thousands, so Zol, the projection, if you want to grab that from killing him. And have Broodhold, so that was the PlayStation exclusive for Forsaken, which was the Oryx's sister. Yes. So now we've covered the Nightfall. Of course, we are going to go into Crucible and do the weekly resets for Crucible. So for this week, it is Mayhem. Can't believe it's Mayhem. I haven't played Mayhem in a hot minute, but I love me some Mayhem. Followed by as well. And then we have our basic elimination, control, survival, and rumble. Unfortunately, Iron Banner is gone. So if you guys didn't do anything for Iron Banner this week, don't worry. It will probably be back in like 2 to 3 weeks. So you won't have to wait too long for Iron Banner to return. For Mercury this week, obviously it's going to be, the corridors of time are unfortunately gone. So if you didn't do that, again, sorry to hear that, guys. But be aware that there was a big time limit to do it, and I did say it in my previous video, so I'm so sorry that you weren't able to do the corridors of time, or things got very busy in your lives. Again, I wouldn't sweat it too much. It was just an emblem, and then the Bastion, and lore. So you're fine. Of course, for the Sundial this week, on normal, it will have these modifiers: Arc, Singe, Champions, Barrier, and Unstoppable. And then when we go into Legend, obviously be Extinguish. Ozlatex Klepside, so it's the Arc Scion this week, so if you haven't killed him, jump in and kill him. Champions, Barrier, Unstoppable, Match Game Equipment Locked, and Scorched Earth. Enemies throw grenades significantly more often, so watch out for those grenades. Make sure you do not get hit by them. As for the flashpoint this week, it will be located on... I actually do not know where it's located right now. We'll look for it in a minute. I'm sure it's the Tangled Shore. Nope, not the Tangled Shore. Okay, we're going to pretend that we didn't just see that. So, for the Dreaming City this week, obviously, it's going to be the Strong Curse. Mainly because, Petra's in the Strand, I believe. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at a completely different weekly reset guide that I had written down. My apologies, everyone. As for that, we've basically covered most of the map anyways. Gambit, there's nothing really too new in Gambit. Unless you count Gambit being Gambit. Gambit sucks, is what I'm saying. Gambit just sucks, okay? Let's just put it at that. What else? As for Mars this week, it is the weekly boss, Dumkath the Mask, which will drop this sniper rifle. So if you haven't done that this week, make sure you go, or if you'd like to go do it, make sure you do that. Also, did they just add this services thing as well? I swear to God, I don't log into for maybe a day and all this stuff starts coming out. Like, what is this? But now that we've covered every single thing on the map, unfortunately I cannot find the flashpoint because I'm dumb, we are going to go over and examine everything in the tower. So first things first, we're going to go over the tower obelisk, mainly due to the fact that this is better than going to every single location, and we can look at the bounties. So of course, if you need to get Fractaline Skimmer, you're limited to 6 per week per account, so make sure you pick those up if you still need to get Polarized Fractaline. Next week, it will be, you need about 5,000 Fractaline, as it is a new addition to the DLC, so make sure you have that available. In my inventory, I'm pretty sure I'm about halfway, which, isn't too bad considering... Yeah, about 1820, which, it's not bad. So the bounties this week are Joint Effort, Complete Heroic Public Events, Defeat bosses in strikes. Defeat Hive with precision damage. Defeat Cabal anywhere in the solar system. Using a scout rifle, defeat 3 enemies in groups of 3 or more without reloading, so 3 birds, 1 stone. And then Grand Finale, use finishers on fallen combatants and defeat Fallen anywhere in the system. As for the Nessus one, defeat Fallen with precision final blows. And then finally, defeat enemies using void abilities. These bounties are fairly easy this week, so hopefully you guys, hate them too much. Now we're going to go over to Zavala and talk to him and see what he has to say on regards to the bounties that he has this week.
Good
to see you, old buddy. So this week he has the same ones as last week. Complete strikes and defeat at least 1 Cabal strike boss, followed by in multiple strikes defeat Hive enemies and do 3 strikes. So 150 Hive, 3 strikes. And now we're going to go talk to Shax and see what he has for Crucible. There's not a lot of new stuff in Destiny. I mean, they did a big update, or a small update, whatever you want to call it. And I don't really know what's new, if I'm being honest with you guys. This is nuts, if I do say so myself. So this week is complete Crucible matches. Wins grant the most efficient progress. And then complete Crucible matches, casting your super, defeating opponents with your super, and shutting down opponents in their super, grant the most efficient progress. Eventually you'll get it done, so don't even worry about shutting down supers, mainly due to the fact that, you'll eventually get it. Yeah. Now we're going to talk to Banshee and see what he has for the gunsmith materials. And I still have to do the symmetry, don't worry about that. So today he is selling the Pulse Rifle Armor Reserve for the chest piece, followed by a boss spec, and this week he has art upgrade modules for Seraphite, Barian Bow, Prisms for Dusklight Shards, and then Ascendant Shards for Alkane Dust. I don't know, I'm muttering. And then Prisms and 50,000 Glimmer. Of course, we have Terraform Calibration, so on IO, calibrate your weapons with precision final blows. Lost sectors grant the most efficient progress. And of course, we have Field Calibration, so calibrate weapons, blah, 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 do strikes, Crucible, so on and so forth.
Good eye. Don't get burned.
Now we're finally going to go see Hawthorne and the Drifter and talk to them in regards to what is new. Bear in mind as well, while I'm here, the Daily Forge today is, while we check it, mainly because we missed that, and I missed that one, just because some people still do the Black Armory Forges. I cannot believe that. So today it is the Gofanon Forge, so be aware it does rotate on the daily. So tomorrow it will be the Izanamis, and then the Bergusia, and then it will repeat back to Volunder, so on and so forth until it's done. So it kind of rotates through all 4, just in case you need to wait for a certain. I don't think you really need to wait though, just because you can just do all of them. Because they changed it, but it's okay. The clan bounties this week are win Gambit matches with clanmates, assist or land final blows with clanmates in the Crucible, complete any raid with clanmates, and the challenges this week are all for one for all in the Scourge of the Past, Forever Fight in the Last Wish, and then finally Total Victory in the Last Wish raid. So these bounties, I'm not even sure that these challenges are hard or easy, mainly due to the fact that I don't really do raids anymore, which is very unfortunate. As soon as I got my 1,000 voices, I kind of dipped on doing Riven. And Scourge of the Past, I would love to get the Anarchy, but let's face it, that's never going to happen, mainly because of the fact that this game is slowly dying, whether you guys want to admit it or not. Even a vet player such as myself, who's been playing Destiny for 6 years, 6 years, right? Whenever it came out, and I played the alpha and the beta, and be aware that even I think that this game is dying. I still love it though, for content for it. Now we're going to talk to the Drifter and finally go over his bounties, and that will wrap up this week's weekly reset. So of course, they're the same as last week as always. Do it, which is earn points in Gambit. Losses add 2, while wins add 3. And I'm a closer. Win matches in Gambit Prime. A win is worth 4 points, while a loss is worth 2. Also, we have On the Grind, so earn points by defeating enemies, defeating guardians, and banking moats. I always grab these bounties, but to be honest with you, I never ever do them. But that's been the video, guys. Hopefully this weekly reset was helpful. My apologies. It was a bit of a mess. I do say so myself. Again, I apologize. But thank you guys so much for watching. So do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification box. I'm posting daily Destiny content for Season of the Dawn, the Dawning, and everything between, as well as trophy guides and challenge videos whenever I can to get them, just a little something different for you guys as players. And of course, guys, comment down below again if this helped you in any way, shape, or form. And as always, guys, have a great day and peace out.